This is day 418, the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor, come and share more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Simon Reish Pei Beis, Sivu Gimel, to Simon Reish Pei Gimel, Sivu Gimel. We're doing Reish Pei Beis, Sivu Gimel. Inyan HaMaftir, concept Maftir, Neshia Zman, Shegaza Anasim Shali Kozba. There was a time when the people who were coercing the Jewish people made a decree not to read the Torah. They made an enactment to read the Navi. Chafar Psukim, Keneged Shiva Kurim, 21 Psukim, 3 each for 7 Kurim, Kol Echad Shlosh Psukim. They killed brachas to Zeh Kaf Torah, and they made brachas for this before and after the Haftorah. Then when the Gzeira not to read the Torah was negated, lower to the Bible, they didn't want to negate the enactment to read the Navi. They added that the Maftir should read the Torah in the Torah first. They cover the Torah because they have Torah, so they should have cover Navi, cover Torah. So the cover of the Navi should not be a separate but equal cover to the Torah. Therefore, he makes the bracha beforehand and afterwards. Come up, call him like everybody else gets an aliyah. To show that he was attacked on, they had him read what the person preceding him already had read. The Yesh Machlokas is a dispute in Maftir Olamin and Shiva if the Maftir counts for the 7 aliyahs in Rav or not. And really he should be part of the 7. And we come nevertheless with Shabbos, you have to be Kipurim. On Shabbos, you have to Yom Kippur, the Mutzah sleep, because when you're allowed to add aliyahs, according to the strict Lev law, Tiknu, they made an enactment that the Maftir should not be one of the 7 aliyahs. Let's say in order to take into account the opinion that he does not count for the count of 7. Because even according to the opinion he can count. Mutalosik, you're allowed to add. Where is the halacha left in Ikra Din? Yom Kippur by Mincha, Tisha B'Av, the whole time Tzibur Mincha, and all the other times Tzibur by Mincha, Shasasim, all those times we're not allowed to add. But Ikra Din, we're compelled to put it on the primary halacha Shamaftir Min HaKruim, that the Maftir is one of the people who get the aliyahs. Shlishu Maftir, and therefore the third aliyah equals Maftir. The Tiknu Goim Romar Kaish Kodem Maftir. Kohen added an enactment to read Kaddish for Maftir, to indicate that he's not one of the 7 Kurim. And that's why by Mincha, by Tiny Tzibur, when he is one of the 3 aliyahs, and Kaddish Kohen Maftir, don't say Kaddish before the Maftir. But on days which take out 2 Sefer Torah, and then he does not repeat what somebody already laid. He reads in the 2nd Sefer. Nevertheless, Kaddish, we call them Kaddish is stated beforehand. Because the amount of 7 aliyahs, or however many you think, is very complete in the first Sefer. Therefore, they wish to take out 3 Sefer Torah. Rosh Chodesh Teves, Rosh Chodesh Adar, Shechol B'Shabbos. So Rosh Chodesh Teves and Rosh Chodesh Adar comes on Shabbos. That Shvi Kodesh B'Sefer Shein that the Shvi reads in the 2nd Sefer. But if it's Kaddish, I will say, but we don't say Kaddish in the first Sefer and the 2nd Sefer in order to divide between the 7th aliyah and the Maftir. The general principle is the Kaddish B'Shabbos Yom Tov Tommy Kohen Maftir. The Kaddish Shabbos Yom Tov always precedes the Maftir. Tetzvav Yesh B'Zeh Sheila. There's a question here. The King B'Shamar Shemaftir Kol Shekor B'Torah. Since we say the Maftir reads in Torah, and the fact he gets in it's not because he needs to be part of the Kriya. Rather, because on the Torah, that's why he doesn't read something new, but rather what the preceding person read. King can be Yativ, Lomakra Maftir Davachodesh. So that's case by Yativ. Why is the Maftir reading something new? We should make that kind of that first. Read the parsha of the 2nd Sefer. One of the 7 only. And then the Maftir should repeat it. Shabbos, he repeats part of the Shvi. Okay, maybe you can answer on Yontif. The Kriya of the Maftir is not considered to be Ikar Kriya anyway, because it's not mentioned in the Gemara. Because the Kohanim, and reading the Maftir is from the Takon of the Kohanim. Everyone not concerned. What about the Maftir Shabbos Koshonesh Shel Chanukah Shel Arba Parshiyos? Shemidina the Gemara, which are explicitly part of the are explicitly mentioned by the Gemara. Lama ain't nothing Gemara called Shabbos. So I do like every Shabbos to read them first as part of the Shiva and then to repeat them as part of the Maftir. But Shubal said the answer to this is the Vadai Hoya Ef Shalos Kain. We could do that. And Shalom to Chazal Achir Chatzib Lishmor Shtei Poim Parshachas. Because I only want it to be Matriach people to listen twice the same Parsha. Every Shabbos we're compelled to do this. In order to complete the Sedra. Looking because if we wouldn't complete the Sedra, we wouldn't be able to say Kaddish in the middle of the Sedra. The Kaddish is to indicate that the number of 7 Kruim is complete. The Shabbos is when the amount of people learning has been complete. And it's possible to say Kaddish. To be called them. They want the Mashiach the Maftir should read one of the already read parashiyos, and that afterward, let's say Parashas Maftir be called them. They didn't want to make it repetitive. They Mashiach the Tzibur, not Mashiach the Tzibur more than necessary. If some people have different minhagim, that's minhagim. They should them minhag. Minhag shelo ikar u'maskim la'alocha. Our minhag is the proper and minhag which concurs appropriately with the halacha. Okay, after all that is said and done, the bottom line is that maftir is always a repetition unless there is a second Sefer Torah involved. Tesva or third Sefer Torah. The Katan Yochel across the Parshas and Musafim or Bar Parshas Musafim Ba'ador. The Katan can read the Parshas Musafim or, which is the Maftirs for the Yom Tovim, or even the 4 Parshas which we are not. That's Katan even though the people argue. Some say the Parshas Zohar Allah, some say the Parshas Zohar should not be a Katan, should be the Raisa because it's a Torah mitzvah, but everybody's obligated. How can a Katan be motzi them? But Matim, so we those allow even for a Parsha Zohar, Katan again Aliyah, to have a Katan Korah Parsha, V'akore, who are Godo, the Ena Katan Korah Parsha is because the Katan is not reading the Parsha, he's only getting Aliyah. V'akore Godo, Motzim, the laner is a Godo, and he's motzi them. Those who do not allow Katan to get the Maftir first day Shavuos, which is the Merkava, I guess because it's not their Cheretz. Lo b'Shir Pesach, Shkon Shiras David, no 7-day Pesach week. The Shir David, Lo b'Shabbos Shuvah, Shemar Sam Shuvah, when we have to arouse the people to do Shuvah. In our countries, we don't allow the Katan to get any Garba Parshas. And it's appropriate. Famous shows should not change. As I said, I was allowed to be Ola and Lane Parshas Zohar in my minion. That was my mitzvah. Regardless, the Katan who does get has to be somebody who understands what's going on very well. The local otherwise you're not allowed to get an aliyah. The Mishmur adds that the Katan has to be dafka when he reach the age of chinuch, at which he knows to enunciate the letters well. Yud Zayin. If you can't find maftir other than those already lamed. You can find my shots Kaddish after the laning. You can give it to one of the people ready to get an aliyah. Before make a bracha before and after maftir. And even the 7th one can be the one. Because he's interrupted by the Kaddish. Which says nevertheless it's more appropriate that one of the prior ones even we should read not the Shvi, even though there was that Kaddish in the middle. Back to the Loma Kaddish line, if there is a Kaddish, you have to Mish'ol Shvi. So then the Maftir should be the person who read Shvi. And his Kriya doubles as Maftir. Ta'atu mimnei shu shvi. You think she's going to shvi Gora today? He's worse. Complaining about the Kriyas HaTorah, Nick doesn't mean. The bottom line is he read Torah before he read the mean. In that case, Shalom Kaddish, Arukh HaShulchan, because they should say the Kaddish until after the Haftarah altogether, after the Brachas Haftarah. They say previously, prior to that, how we've seen Kriyas Kaddish, then the Kriyas Torah and Kriyas Kaddish, the Shuva and Shayach is Kriyas Torah and Maftir, and then the Kriyas Torah is not connected to the Maftir. You should have Maftir below Kriyas Torah, and the Maftir will remain not linked to Kriyas Torah. Kaddish should say after you finish the Brachas Torah. Then you have an interruption. Because, in other words, no interruption between the rating and the Kaddish, because Maftir is the Indian of Kriyas Torah. And that was going based on the enactment of the Chachamim. The Mishabura says if the Shvi doesn't know how to do Maftir and he called one of the prior aliyos, they have to go and make a new bracha for the purpose of Maftir. It says I'm telling you, so the best is, of course, Lasik Mishlol or down obtain something that's not going to aliyah. Like Shabbat Nekla, do not find difficult. Mash Amarnu, that was just said, the Imi Siko B'Kadish, that if you interrupt the Kaddish, Rebarach Echo Me'akurim Pam Sheni, then somebody who's Galileo makes the brachas the second time. Brachas al Torah, Barek Vabrech, and how could this be? I already made a bracha. Then he's a question, it's not a question, that brachas and they cover that Torah. The brachas goes in the honor of Torah. Pam Shol, and every time he gets there's an aliyah, how do you cover that Torah? It's an honor of Torah. You know, Torah basic ness, it's a basic ness, it's acher. It's just like if you lay in one shul, got in one shul, you go in another shul, you have to make a bracha again. The Yisrael said a kohen shul, a gam, a makam levi, and besides that, even a kohen gets a little of a levi. I won't break my mind. He makes two the brachas twice. For some reason, lemonade. But that has to make a bracha right bang slap one after another. Take them adjacent and in one place. Yudches in Torah shots to see him. I said Jay and Shishi. It wasn't sure to he made a mistake. Finished the class with Shishi on a Kaddish. He said Kaddish afterwards. Answer to close Orach Shvi. You don't have to read and record another one of Shvi. Alikra Maftir Mashikola Shishi. But rather you should read with the Maftir what he read with the Shishi. That Maftir and the Maftir will then make up the seventh. Because that's the primary halacha that the Maftir it can be a good part of the seventh. As we said previously. Because teacher did the pasuk echad. If you read the section, you skip one pasuk. If you take achas even one letter, you have to go back and read this pasuk in Ochne psukim b'bracha tchil and two other psukim with a bracha beginning and end. But he clarified even the way he said Maftir, responding with Musa, and they down Musa. To the Shas Mincha, even the way he got to Mincha. However, was got to go back and lay that part again. Much Kosabla. But he's himself. So Rav Ayin Sham. The Shabbos in the Roshem, Chamishim Ira Kach Ena Chozer. If this happened any other day of the week, you don't go back. So he could be Shabbos because we learn the following Shabbos. The Chiyuvim Galileans are coming up in the next sit. Yeshua says, remember that before he said Kaddish, that he missed the pasuk, you have to read this. In other words, you remember you only called up 6 people before he said Kaddish, so you call another person for Shvi, and he reads what has already been read, and he finishes the parasha, and you say Kaddish, and then you read again the third time some psukim for Maftir like you normally do. Yeshua says that if you skip the pasuk, you make a separate aliyah. If the skip was in one of the first aliyahs, but the skip was in the 7th aliyah, and certainly in additional aliyahs which add on to the 7, you don't go back and make a bracha because of the pasuk which was skipped, because anyway the Maftir comes up afterwards. And he'll start from the pasuk which is skipped and go to the end of the parasha. And the Shulchan writes that if you don't read 10 psukim, if you end up not reading 10 psukim, that's a pasuk that you skip. You have to go back and read 3 psukim with a bracha before and afterwards in order to make up the 10 psukim. That's on a weekday. Because you didn't read 10 psukim except for that pasuk we just skipped, and it's a weekday, then you still have to go back even a weekday and read 3 psukim with a bracha. Reish Pei Gimel. Yeah. She'ein Kohen Yom Shabbos V'dinei Chiyuvim. You don't read Yom Shabbos and the halachos of Chiyuvim. Aleph. Mash'ein Motim Shabbos Sefer Shin Kriyas Hamafti. Why don't we take a second Sefer Torah on Shabbos Hamafti because of Yom Shabbos to read the Musaf Makamo Yod like another? Mipnei she'ein Bo Rak Shnei Psukim because it only has 2 psukim in that parasha. To start previous prior to that is not nothing to do with the end of the Yom. It's not part of the repertoire of the day. Low down in Rosh Chodesh, it's not like Rosh Chodesh, Yesh Abakum, it's not Rosh Chodesh when we put in 4 aliyahs. But in front of Madika, a Kriyas Karbanos to Chaper Bonoseni. Also, the primary reason why these Karbanos is to atone for a sense of Yisa B'Taimus. Musaf Shabbos ain't Chatas Kapara. And by the Musaf of Shabbos, there's no Chatas. That is part of that Musaf. So therefore, there's no Indian to read it for Kapara. Even though also Machaber and Chivaseh and Chivaseh become Mikon L'Doron, never said primarily gifts, right? Mikubi Kape and only indirectly are the atonements. And anyway, since besides that, on Yom anyway we're reading a special way, not like regular Shabbos. So you're going to call down verses obviously, we're going to tack down the Musafim. But on Shabbos and not on Shabbos. Furthermore, in case you have to chas l'chol shana kula. If Yom Shabbos is read every Shabbos, as the maftir, we should have the same haftarah for every Shabbos in the entire year. The haftarah tzorich lios me'in kriyas maftir, because the haftarah is supposed to be something of the matter of the maftir. Brackets chazal to the chener min amin musaf tikanta Shabbos utzisa kol seah. You enacted Shabbos, you gave content to Shabbos, and you wanted its korbanos. You should aim for chatas. In Sham because there's no chatas. Klom me'in chatas ain't a ratzon. Chatas Hashem doesn't want. Mutam shloyechta better not to sin. Klem Rosh Chodesh mean with seir zim na'aseh b'ratzon. So Rosh Chodesh say seir zim na'aseh b'ratzon that eventually will do them l'ratzon. The asi lova lo yechit because in the Yom Shvish there won't be any sins. But comes seir chatas you l'ratzon and that very nice shot. And then seir zim you l'ratzon when the basement is rebuilt and there's no longer any need for a korban chatas on chet. In terms of who's obligated to get an aliyah, when there are no set rules. I'm going to have no customs. Custom around me, Prague, the Maral says, Esau, so the priority is a chassan and then he gets married. Or Graham gets married. Or Shabbos achar chassan or the Shabbos after you're married. Shabbos Sheva Brachos. Achar bar mitzvah after that bar mitzvah. Achar shoshmim and then afterwards the people are close to the chassan and kala. And afterwards, a person who's a moel, for brisket, then the person who holds the baby, well, we usually call the godfather. And after that, the priority is the husband of some woman who gave birth. And finally, after that, the priority is yortzeit. Gimel, those who are the chasim yom chasana kol v'chol chiyuvim. Those who are the chasim on the chasim comes for 4 other chiyuvim. The Shabbos Kodem HaChasana, whereas the Shabbos before the wedding, we saw Bachor when he's unmarried, who's Shavuot Bar Mitzvah. He's no better than a Bar Mitzvah. They have to make a lottery between the Chasan on the Shabbos before and the Bar Mitzvah of that Shabbos. And after them, Baal Yoledes Sholech is based on Knesset. Comes the husband who will give birth when he goes to shul after the birth. And afterwards, Chasim she'achar chasuna chasim after the wedding, imu bachar or basura. It was first marriage for one, either the husband or the wife. Miyom reviv and they got b'chasna l'son b'yom reviv and the chasnas from Wednesday and afterwards. Chayar b'alei bris milah, then afterwards the people involved with the bris milah. V'asayim l'kodem aviyaben and the godfather comes before the father of the son in preference. Aviyaben with the mol, the father of the son comes before the mol in preference. The ish shall yoledes bas. And the husband of a woman who gave birth to a daughter, takes precedence over the father of a child who's going to get a bris milah. The milah is not on that Shabbos. The also comes before the father of the bris milah. Well, if it's not the day of the milah, actually. If it's the day of the milah, the father The child comes first. The answer is Arukh HaShulchan. The answer is lots of chiyuvim. With the exception of the father of the son day before the Milah. And certainly in that case, a yard site takes precedence over a moel. Brackets says, "Avla Maga Abram Erim Vul Ben Shimon Shabbos Atzah Ben Shetia Achar Chayim Shah." The Maga Abram does not distinguish whether the Milah is Bovi or not. Kamakam Lielish Kenu. Arukh HaShulchan says, "I believe there's such a difference." Yesh Maga Acheret. The Minhagim says, "The Arukh HaShulchan, the Har Pashti, each river flows in its own manner." The Bialacha writes that a chassan only gets precedence for an aliyah, the Shabbos for the chasna, if they sing for him on that Shabbos, if it's a formal ufra. The Bialacha writes that if there's a bar mitzvah that week, not just on Shabbos, was he had a mitzvah the preceding work, he is equivalent to the chassan on the Shabbos for the chasna if they both live in the same city. Bialacha writes in Shah Ephraim that even the chasna in this week, before Wednesday, even though he doesn't push off. I'm sorry, if the class was this week, no, it was the week before Wednesday, so it's not really Shach Shabbos. Nevertheless, even though it doesn't push off another chiyuv, he gets shukah precedence over normal people. Okay, the Bialacha also writes that that those who have a custom that the moel and the sandak are not chiyuvim for aliyas, but they can get hagba. Like writes that if the yard side is not on Shabbos, but in that week, he doesn't push on the father of the bris milah. But when there is a chiyuv, we do call up the one whose yard side is in the coming week. The Halacha writes that if the yard side is on Shabbos, it pushes off the father of the milah, even if the milah is on that very Shabbos.